welcome guys. This is the first episode of American Beards. And welcome to your weekly dose of America. I'm Jimmy, this is Phil. And it's just a couple of guys on the internet with some opinions that are right and yours are wrong. So let me just start off by saying that right out of the gate. We're right, you're wrong, and that's why you're listening. So you can formulate some correct opinions for once in your life. Phil here apparently is allergic to podcasts because he's been coughing the whole time. Calm down. You feel all right? You okay?
I'm good.
You gonna make it?
I'm good.
All right. So guys, right out of the gate, busy week in news as usual. Disappointing week in news as usual. Stupid week in news as usual. Right out of the gate, you got, well, right toward the end of the news week, of course, hide it on a Friday, is your Hillary Clinton problems. We should have like a segment, Clinton problems of the week. That could be, we'd have months of material there, what Clinton's problems are. So her problem this week is that her genius husband decides to have a secret meeting because no one knew about it except a reporter happened to find out about it. So, don't tell me it wasn't a secret meeting. But former President Clinton decides that he wants to have a little secret half-hour meeting with the Attorney General of the United States, who's supposed to be our highest ranking law official and completely impartial, happens to cruise up next to a plane with them like she, wants some Grey Poupon out the window, So, I got 1,000 problems with it. Well, how about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a feeling that everyone would agree with me if I said that any Republican presidential candidate, if they were in the same scenario, liberal, leftist America's heads would be spinning off their shoulders, demanding that all these emails be released before the election.
Right.
It's kind of hard to believe that they're actually getting away with this right now.
They do.
Yeah. Aside from that, the fact that she's under investigation by the FBI and is still able to be running for POTUS is just mind-blowing.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, and, I heard somebody say the other day that the fact that she's still running for president isn't the amazing thing. It's the fact that people are still going to vote for her is the amazing thing. That's somehow now in America that it's acceptable for your candidate to be under federal investigation and you should be fine with it. You're telling me there's nobody else out there? Like, if I was a member of the Democratic Party, which, if I ever choose to do that, on camera right now, you have complete permission to drive this in my ear and pull out whatever brain is left in there. Ooh, even better. Perfect. All right.
I got it covered.
We're on the same page. Yeah, I would, first off, the old Democrats, not old, but let's just say Kennedy era Democrats are nothing like the new modern communist Democrat Party, which is what it's turned out to be. Socialist / communist, Marxist, whatever you want to call it. And if I was an older Democrat, I'd be losing my mind.
Oh, yeah.
That's I'm sure that there's many of them that are completely lost because they don't want to vote Republican, and the thought of Hillary being their representative of their party must drive them insane.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the entitlement millennial generation has destroyed the Democratic Party, and
yeah.
I don't know that there's any coming back from it. Just considering that's who is next in line to keep voting.
Right. Because I mean, you look at the census numbers. I mean, they're outbreeding, hardworking conservatives. And it's like, anytime you go to the zoo, they tell you don't feed the animals. Same exact thing. You feed them, and they lose the will to hunt for their own food, and then now you got some dependent, lazy animals that not only don't want to hunt for their own food, but aren't capable of it. I mean, we've got generations now of people that are generational welfare recipients. And say what you will about welfare when it was designed. Their whole idea of it was just like this temporary, transitional, help you out when you're in hard times and get you back on your feet. But it's turned out to be a living where the more kids you had, the more money you make. I mean, there's nothing about that is even remotely intelligent.
No. Yeah, and it's at the very most, it's harming the people who actually do need the assistance, more so than aiding the people who don't need it anymore.
Right.
I mean, it's that entire system needs to be, stripped down to the core and just rebuilt, because there's no regulation as far as, you got a drug test to get a job, but you don't have to drug test to get free government help.
Exactly. So basically, you could lose your job for failing a drug test.
Right.
You don't need one to get free money. And, that's what it is. It's free money. It's not like, the government is telling you, hey, we'll let you borrow this, $100, and you either, in return, work it off. That would be acceptable. Now this person owes the taxpayer $100, so we want $100 worth of labor doing something that we would have had to have paid somebody to do, But it's not that. It's, here's a check, and, let her rip.
Yeah.
But, and to be honest with you, all these social programs, the founding fathers would be flipping out over this stuff.
Absolutely.
Your taxes aren't designed for a government to pick and choose who gets, doling out money. I mean, what taxes, the biggest thing, defense. I mean, we needed as, 50 states to have, or however many states there were at the time, is to have some sort of a central defense, a central monetary system.
Yeah.
And, you can't have all your different states fighting different wars. And, we got to have some sort of unity. And the number one thing that taxes are supposed to go to is the first thing that constantly gets cut. It's like, oh, we need more money for, welfare programs, let's just slash the military budget, It's insane.
Yeah. That puts us on an entirely different topic.
Phil, we're jetting off. You got to wear your damn seatbelt, man, when you're on this show. Don't worry about what direction we're supposed to go. Just ride the wave, man. Obviously, you're on the edge of death anyway.
I know.
So I'm gonna have to take this show over next episode. This is your first and last episode. You're not gonna make it, from what I can hear. No.
Anyways,
it's the crack.
It is. It's all,
It's exactly what's wrong.
If we're gonna talk about the military,
let's do it.
How about we talk about our tax dollars paying for transgender surgery now?
I'm on it. Put me in, Coach. Where do we go on this one?
I don't know a single member of the military who supports that idea. But now it's up to us to pay for it.
the fact that we're having this conversation is stupid. We're talking about the military paying for transgender surgery. Like, here's an idea. Get the hell out. You know, I mean, if you don't like it here, Mr. or Mrs. It, then beat it. I mean, good Lord, dude.
Yeah.
And now, you know, you see from time to time that there's a prisoner in jail that's like, ooh, you know, I'm a dude, I want to be a girl. It's like, buddy, you're in prison, you're already a girl. Trust me. But, you know, now you want, like, the taxpayers got like this blank check. It's like, line up, folks. What would you like? Some transgender surgery? Okay, well, that sounds reasonable. How about you? You need new rims for that car? 22s? You better get you some 24s, son.
I don't get how that's not a cosmetic surgery. How is that falling under general medical?
So let me ask you this. If you're a female soldier and you wanted breast augmentation surgery, you should be able to get it.
Should be able to now.
I mean,
I don't know why not. Yeah.
We're talking a slippery slope here, you know? So, you know, maybe you want to get like some calf implants if you were in the military or something, you know? Nothing against your calves personally. You got a nice looking calf there. It's not bad. Flex it up for me. Just flex it. It's a pretty good calf.
That's a good calf.
I'll be honest with you. So you don't need calf surgery. But if you wanted it, you know, slippery slope, you could put up a fight for it. You know, it's never ending. The military in general is those poor guys. Like, you know, talk about a group of people that aren't supported and that you feel bad for. I mean, you know, we want you to go fight. And here's a list of rules when you get out there that our lawyer will go over with you when you get back.
Right.
Like, it sucks.
I mean, that, you know, on top of the amount of cuts that have gone on in the last 8 years, I think it's an understatement to say that we've got one of, if not the weakest military infrastructure right now that America has probably ever seen.
Compared to, in ratio to the rest of the world over time, you know, over our life of the United States, the last couple hundred years, we've been, I'd say, a powerhouse, but, you know, fighting with our hands behind our, like these other, when we go fight somebody, these jokers don't have no rules. We're the only ones with, rules only work when two people, you know, abide by them, you know? And so, I mean, the Taliban, you know, they're completely ruthless. And, you know, if we catch somebody, we got to give them their hug, we got to give them a lawyer, teddy bear, massage, maybe some acupuncture. You know, if one of our guys gets caught or, you know, they take any type of a hostage over there, forget it. I mean, you better hope you're dead when they catch you. I mean, good Lord. Look at that bombing over there in Bangladesh yesterday. Today's Saturday, so yeah, Friday. I mean, another terrorist attack, multiple people killed, and they were executing people that couldn't recite the Quran.
You know, the Religion of Peace, the book from the Religion of Peace. Don't get me started on that.
It wasn't so peaceful on Friday.
Or in Istanbul. I mean, you know, I don't understand why there isn't as much outrage over that here. You know, just considering the Orlando attack that just took place. It's the same people. It's the same people. And when the president doesn't have the balls to say exactly what it is, radical Islam, Islamic terrorism, it undermines the strength of America. It makes, you know, the presidential seat look like a joke. And it also, in a roundabout way, is kind of supporting what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, his argument is, I don't have to call it, Islamic terrorism. Like, we already know what it is. It's like, well, of course we know what it is, but, so why don't you say what it is?
Right.
You're not saying it's, Muslims attacking. You're saying what it is. It's extremist Muslim. If they were Christians, I would want you to say they're extremist Christian, crazy bastards, But just it goes back to this whole like PC mentality. Like, we don't want to offend people. Well, stop worrying about offending people and start worrying about protecting people.
Yep.
Because now PC is getting to the point where it's getting a lot of people hurt.
Oh yeah.
So
this is Obama's America. This is what your president, anyone who decided to vote him in twice.
He's getting ready for a cough attack.
It's just, I don't know how you didn't see it coming, America. And I think that the people who did, I think it's past our time to start, standing up for what we know is tried and true and what we believe in. There's a lot of talk in the media lately about gun legislation because, one guy shoots up a nightclub with, 300 unarmed citizens. Gun legislation isn't going to fix criminals. Chicago is the only talking point that you need to defend any liberal who says, we need stricter gun laws. Chicago's liberal run, no guns allowed in Chicago, but, year to date, there's almost 400 homicides with weapons, handguns, rifles. It doesn't matter what kind of gun it is. Criminals are not going to go to your local mom and pop gun store, run a background check on themselves, and wait 3 days to get it. They're going to get it out of the trunk of somebody's car downtown. They're going to get it from their friend who has a friend who has a friend out of town who brought it all. It just makes my blood boil that the liberal agenda is to make it more difficult for law-abiding citizens to defend themselves and their families. And that's what it's about. They want, I think in the back of their minds, they realize they're outnumbered. And I think it's about time they really open their eyes and realize how outnumbered they actually are. Because the more they push, the angrier red-blooded Americans are getting. And, there's too much going on lately. There's the whole Brexit thing, Britain leaving the EU is phenomenal. But I think people just need to really pay attention to what's going on right now.
Nobody does.
And nobody does. Nobody is. And, that's why we're making a podcast for you guys, because you don't watch CNBC or Fox News. You can just tune into us every week and, we'll inject you with some red, white, blue.
That's right. Because I'm personally tired of everybody I know telling me, you should do a podcast because you always seem like you're really pissed. I'm like, dude, I'm not really pissed, but I am, because I'm the only one that's yelling this stuff, Instead, I started yelling at you, and you started yelling back at me one day, and I was like, we should yell together. What do you got in there? Thumbing up? That's your problem with your coughing, dude. You gotta drink some more beer, man. You gotta keep.
So I get a couple of.
Yeah, dude. What is going on? You had that cough for like 2 months now.
It's been a long time, man. I got the black lung.
I got the black lung cough.
I don't know. It comes and goes.
You gotta get a hold of that thing. It's like this dry, like allergy cough or something.
Yeah. It got really bad when the pollen was.
The pollen. The pollen is another Obama-made disaster. Boy, if I could blame the pollen on that bastard, I would.
You can't.
Fine.
This is
it's him.
our show.
I like the way you think. I like it. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, the whole exiting Britain trying to break away, you know, I mean, that says something for you. You know, a lot of these areas maybe that have swayed like so far liberal, you know, are starting to be like, whoa, you know, starting to come back. This is like America. I mean, we've been kind of blind and kind of just letting things happen, you know, and, you know, Clinton, now remember, President Clinton was impeached. You know, he's got that little mark on his resume there. And he, you know, nothing, America, you know, everybody's mad, blah, blah, blah. We go on about our business, you know, multiple terror issues overseas that are really never addressed. World Trade Center's bombed the first time, you know, nothing happens. I mean, it's, then we get, you know, 9/11 hit, towers drop, everybody now is an American, which is great. A week later, they forgot all about it. President Bush was, you know, the greatest thing in the world. Like, everyone was in love with the guy, you know, until the whole liberal machine started freaking working on him. You know, everybody, the day after, everybody said, you know, oh, let's go, you know, bomb the shit out of that place. And it was like, dude, let's do it. But then, when we head over there, we start towing this trailer with us full of blankets and pillows and teddy bears and, like, are we going to war or are we going to camp, you know? So now we've been screwing around over there for the last, like, 15, 16 years, and we're no farther ahead than we were. Lives, money, you know, everything, property destroyed. For what, you know? I mean, September 12th, we should have ran over there with some B-52s, boom, 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 glass that whole place, set up a few oil rigs, take back the money that the Middle East has been sucking out of us for God knows how long, and go on about our merry way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just take a drink.
Yeah. You want to lighten the mood and read some fan mail?
Do I? Shit, yeah. Fan mail. And you want to know what's surprising, Phil? This is our first show, and we already have a stack of fan mail.
Yeah, thank you guys, by the way. I mean, this is unreal.
So, first up, Phil, calm down. We have, coming into us from Portland, Oregon, Christian Humphrey. Christian, thanks so much for writing. Dear guys, I really enjoy your interaction between each other, and I like the topics. What is going on with Phil and his shorts? Sincerely, Mr. Portland, Oregon. So, I guess I'm supposed to ask you that question. Phil, what is going on with your shorts there, sir?
I just wanted to celebrate freedom, you know.
Is that the American flag on there?
Well, yeah.
Very nice. Stand up. Let's salute Phil's shorts. It's 4th of July. Here's to you, shorts. Good stuff.
You know, I only thought that was, you know,
very good.
Respectable.
So you decided to wear a bathing suit to the podcast.
Yeah.
Just in case. Next up, Sandra. You want to take this one? Let's just do 2. I don't want to get through this whole stack in one day. Besides, that last one was kind of boring. I mean, that was an obvious jab at Phil with his shorts. Guys, keep it professional. Come on. This is obviously a professional show. So, if you could do us a favor and be professional as well, we'd appreciate it.
I'll read that one later.
Oh, yeah? Was it bad?
Yeah.
Was it about me? Seriously?
It might be. Yeah.
Is it from a girl or a dude?
It's a girl.
That's not good. Well, talk about now? Kind of really brought the mood. I'm not quite as interested now as I was before. Nothing like, why would we do insulting email midway through the show to bring it all down? Save it to the end, man.
We'll bring it back with this one. This, you know.
All right.
I think, what's her name again? Sandra Barnes from Stewart, Florida, you know, right down the road from us. I think she'll have, you know, she might have some things to say. We can close out the show with that.
Better be positive. Because she isn't that far away.
No.
Again, how the hell did we
there's
get all that mail before
I don't even
our
know how you
first
guys
show?
got our address.
Dude, we're supposed to be off the grid here, man.
Yeah.
In the bunker, and somehow we're already getting mail. Dude, that's not good.
That's not good at all.
Jesus, man.
No.
Gotta gear up. Arm up. So now, what do you think is going to happen? We were talking earlier about Hillary, and she had her, 2-3 hour meeting today with the FBI. What's the result? I know what it is.
Nothing.
Nothing.
There
That's
won't
what
be
it
a
is.
result.
Never is.
No.
Teflon.
Oh yeah, slides right on.
I mean, she's probably in there laughing. You know?
Oh yeah.
Knowing that no one's going to do anything. Nobody ever does anything.
No. And it, you know, it just takes me back to where's the rioting in the streets from the right on this one? I mean, why isn't anyone saying anything about it?
Because people on the right don't riot.
That's, you know, they're working.
Right.
They got jobs to go to. They don't have
time to
you know,
riot.
9 kids and
Right.
10 baby daddies.
And I don't need a new TV either. I'm pretty set. I got a nice one. Nice Samsung. Bought and paid for by myself.
Yeah, that's, you know,
I didn't get it through looting, Phil, if that's what you're wondering.
that's a shame. That's a shame. That's a good way to express
Right.
your disagreement with government.
Right. Nothing
Government action.
Right. Nothing says I disagree with government like looting private industry. You know? Let's burn down the stores in my own community and then wonder why I can't go to the CVS afterwards. You know? Crazy. If I'm gonna start a riot, I'm gonna go to Fort Pierce. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna start it in Vero. I'm going to burn something down over there. Nothing against anybody in Fort Pierce, but why would I start it in my own town? Wreck all my stuff.
Yeah.
You know? But man, they love the loot, man. Anything. You know, it's being like ginned up by these professional race baiters. Like any situation, you know, where you have looting. I mean, look.
Shout out to Al Sharpton.
Shout out to Uncle Al. And Uncle Jesse.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget Uncle Jesse.
Yeah, well, Obama's right in there too. So.
Obama.
Yeah.
Eric Holder. I mean, he was just as bad. I mean, talk about a useless attorney general. Now you got this Loretta Lynch. I mean, they're one and the same. They're both completely corrupt. And I mean, on the with the Democratic Party. You know.
Yeah.
I'm telling any of this stuff, like, I mean, there's grilling. We haven't even talked about, like, Trump yet. But they'll go after that guy and say what you will about him as a candidate, good, bad, or otherwise. I mean, he's who we're going to work with. You know, they're raking through all of his, anything from financials to personal background to find things. And their biggest complaints about the guy are like, you know, he's rude. He's loud. It's like, sometimes you gotta be rude and loud, dude. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Phil?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And, you know, 6 months ago, I probably wouldn't have said that I was voting for Trump. Today, I am pretty vocal and, dare I say, militantly going to vote for Trump because
Militantly.
Just meaning I'll actually show up to vote.
Ah.
You know, it's. I guess that's what this show is about, is really exposing the leftists for what they are. But it's the liberals who are always crying, you know, everyone should be open-minded, and, you know, if you don't agree with me, that's okay. But that's not how it is. Liberals want open-mindedness and everything like that only if you agree with what their agenda is.
Exactly.
So, you know, like you just said, say what you will about Trump, but I'll tell you right now, if Clinton gets her way bought into the White House, I hope you have a lot of ammunition. Because it's...
Well, I do.
It's bad now, and it's going to get worse.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. You know, there's something to be said for the fact that Republicans hate Trump and Democrats hate Trump. Well, if both parties hate somebody, I'm interested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there's something going on that if the Republicans don't like if the Republicans all got together and told me to vote for, you know, Jeb Bush, I'd be like, no. You know? I mean, because there's obviously something, you know, it's all planned out, it's all mapped out, then all of a sudden you got this guy Trump that gets thrown in the picture, doesn't need the job, doesn't need the money, doesn't need anything, but what he does have that I really like is he has an arrogance, and I say that in a good way, and as far as wanting to, dude, did you get a haircut?
Oh, yeah.
Why are you wearing that hat, man? Show your hair off. Good looking haircut.
It's a good looking haircut.
It's nice.
I just like my Rogue American Apparel
Not bad.
camo.
Who cut your hair?
Other local shout out, Brittany Stave at Black Swan Salon.
Oh, okay.
If anybody wants to go get their fade on.
So, what we've gathered from this podcast is you go to a salon.
Oh, I go to a salon. Oh, yeah. With this beard, I can go to a salon.
Dude, I was in the middle of manly conversation and talk.
Well,
And we veered off
how about I
course.
read this other fan mail letter? I'm really interested in what she had to say.
I'm not so interested, but let her rip.
Again, this is from Sandra B. in Stuart, Florida. That's really strange. She sent a picture of her flipping the camera off. It says, "Hey guys, I don't really appreciate the tone in which you say the word liberal. I've talked to Bernie about setting up safe spaces in Stewart because the way you talk down about liberals triggers all of my female oppression." What is she?
Female oppression.
Sandra. You're a white 20-something in Stewart, Florida.
She needs a safe space. Well, if
I appreciate you writing in, you know.
if anybody
having
doesn't
all
like
those-
the term liberal, we could change it from liberal to communist to idiot to anti-American to dumbass. Should I go on?
I would hope they get it by now.
Liberal
And we really do appreciate the fan mail, guys. I mean, keep it coming.
First guy was
Seriously,
all right.
I mean, this is, you know, this isn't just.
The fact that you picked up on his shorts, I like that first piece.
Yeah, you know, I just bought these yesterday, so I don't even know how you saw me in them yet.
That's
So
how fast our fans are, Phil.
I love
They're
it.
that
You
quick.
guys are why we can do this. You
It's
know?
amazing.
Especially
Before-
all the monetary donations. All the money that just floods in here.
My God, what? Our PayPal account. I mean, what are we up to now? Are we
It's
out of the
tapped
negatives yet?
No, it's, I think we're pretty much tapped out there.
Awesome.
I had enough money for the 6-pack.
Now we're done. Oh man. Oh, speaking of which, it's time for beer. Get you guys anything? You?
I'm good right now.
Salon Boy's good, I guess. Hey Phil, I got some hair gel in here. Do you want any?
Pomade, please. I got that open right here if you're looking for it.
Ah. Gonna use your tooth. So, beer of the day, New Belgium Rampant. Nice Imperial IPA. Good stuff.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all.
I've never had that one before.
Oh, yeah.
Got it at the local Aviation Martin Deli.
Aviation Martin Deli family.
More than happy to shout out local businesses. So.
Yeah, family-owned store in Vero Beach, Aviation Boulevard. Check out Aviation Mart for sure. Those guys are all right. Nice little beer selection too. Scott in there. If you guys want a beer, let him know and he'll track it down and order it in for you.
More than happy to.
Good dudes. Walking Tree Brewery, also behind the world famous Orchid Island CrossFit.
World things.
World famous. And yeah, so a couple of cool businesses in that area. Obviously, this is a local conversation that doesn't really play the worldwide audience, but
For all of you watching around the world.
and the millions in your mom's basement. If you do
Cleaning your guns right now.
Wash off the smell of brass, head on up to Daylight, and head on down to Aviation. Tell all the boys in the militia to join you. I mean, but this is about as American as it gets, huh? Hanging out in the shop, drinking some beers, doing a podcast. Seems like everybody's got a podcast. We might as well get in on it.
Yeah. We're missing out on all that money.
Oh, yeah. What are you going to do with your first million you make off of this? Buy some new shorts?
Buy 1 million pairs of these shorts.
So those shorts were $1.
They were pretty close.
You overpaid.
I mean, do we need to end the show now, or?
No.
This is going to turn into a hate on Phil hour.
I'm just getting warmed up. You're the one with the knife, so I'm at the disadvantage.
We should let off a couple rounds.
Yeah?
If you want to.
Yeah, we can fire off a few rounds.
Yeah.
Let it rip.
Yeah.
Old, nothing better than doing a little target shooting in the afternoon. But I just picked up that new Glock single stack 9.
The 40.
Yeah, 43.
I literally yesterday was looking at that at Indian River Sportsman.
Yeah, that's where I got it.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love how small that thing is.
It's nice. I mean, it's nice, but it's not too small in your as far as when you're shooting it.
Right.
Like sometimes, like those small, the subcompacts, they're so like that Kel-Tec I have. I mean, it's all right, but I mean, it's an angry little gun, man. When you shoot it, I mean, you feel it. But that 9 was pretty smooth. You know, that's a whole nother discussion. You know, when you're talking about handguns, and I think we've pretty much covered the spectrum of topic conversations in one show. Yeah. So labeling the show is going to be impossible. Call it.
Why not just welcome to the bunker?
Welcome to the bunker.
Instead of welcome to the jungle, man. This is the bunker, just so everyone knows.
That's it.
You know, we appreciate you actually sitting and watching or listening to us for, almost an hour now, rambling on about what we think that you guys want to hear. It doesn't really matter because we're going to talk about it whether it's recorded or not. So we figured why not, put it on iTunes and YouTube. So
well, this is one of our normal conversations that we have. So we figured why not tape it, because then it saves us from having to repeat it. Everybody asks what the hell. what's going on. But yeah, I mean, neither one of us are any type of constitutional scholars or lawyers or, newsmen by any sense of the imagination. Just two bearded guys that like to drink some beers and talk about the world's problems and work hard and rattle off some lead every now and then.
That's about it, man.
Can't beat that. I think probably we're going to have maybe some, I know we've been talking about it, maybe having a few guests on the show.
Buddy of mine, I was just talking to him last night. He's all in.
Rip-roaring and ready to go.
Yeah. Mark Horowitz, good buddy of mine.
Cool.
He's got an arsenal.
All right.
He just wants to,
Yeah, hey man.
play ball with us for a while and do some shooting.
So if any of you guys out there want to sit in on a podcast with us, hit us up on Facebook or email us or whatever. I mean, you can find us. We're not hard to find. And if you're somewhat halfway interesting, we'll have you come in and sit here with us.
Just halfway interesting.
Yeah.
Because we're barely there right now. So
obviously, you've got to have a lot of skill to do this. I mean, not just anybody can sit in a chair and talk.
Main criteria would be, preferably have a beard.
Preferably.
Probably pro Second Amendment. I would think.
I would suggest.
It might end up just being a lashing session if someone with opposing ideas wanted to sit in, but we might get a little frisky down the road. And
we should bring a liberal in to run that commie jaw.
and then show them how to, fire legally owned firearms.
Yeah. And I'll hold the Kleenex and we can wipe away the tears while
and
you shoot.
We'll re-lube the guns up with liberal tears after the end.
Yeah, that makes the action so much smoother on the gun. Liberal tears.
And it just, you can just hear the sobbing as you're shooting.
Yeah. You can either drop them in or scrub them in with a brush.
So AmericanBeards@gmail.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram. It's going to be pretty easy to find us on both. YouTube, obviously, if you're sitting here watching. Like, favorite, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Share it. Share it more than anything else, because we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't feel like the things that are going on right now are important. It's all in good fun, but it's also a serious thing that
we're having a good time, but we have the serious undertones for sure. I mean, that's the basis of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is our first shot at a podcast, our first episode. I've never tried it before, so I know we got a lot of ideas in the future. So the show might take on some different changes. We might find us. We've got a few location shoots that we're going to do, along with some different interviews and stuff. So we want to make it funny, interesting. Just give you something besides the average stuff to look at on the internet. Hopefully you get a laugh and send it along to your friends and just have fun with it. It's just we're serious, but we're not serious. We're here to have a good time and hopefully make you think a little bit.
Yeah. So keep sending in that fan mail.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, jerks.
And we'll see you next week for your much needed weekly dose of the red, white, and blue.
Oh yeah. See you guys. All right, time to do some American shit. Yes, sir. Some red, white, and blue vapors coming off that gun. Yeah. Yes, sir. America. Get some. Yeah, but ISIS taken care of. Yeah. See, now that is exactly why. Like, if you bust up into a place with some concealed carry, you're not going to get any terrorist attack off.
No.
You might get a couple people, but you're going to get split down the middle.
Yeah. I never get to rapid fire my gun
Yeah, the range Nazis. Don't rapid fire. Yeah, you can have that. I shoot it all the time. I'm up in here. Come on, get you some. Shoot all the time out here. Enjoy your gun, man. Yeah, he'll get over it. He's a liberal, probably. Oh, they're whining and crying. It's too loud. Hurts my ears. Here we go. Get you some, Phil. That was special. Good work.
We're not all in the same spot, but it's all in the same torso. That's all that matters.
That target won't be threatening you anytime soon. I think you got it. Hell yeah. Well, cool, man.